Well, what's coming up for you in the Sky Mirror? By the way, skymirrorastrology.com/TV, and you'll get the website. skymirrorastrology.com, and you'll get the app site, which has clouds on it and sells the $5 app for your iPhone, so you can press a button and get the chart of now. Excellent way to learn astrology is to get that app and have it on your phone, and by golly, for $5 or something, you got the chart of now. You don't have to study people. That's embarrassing. You can study cats and dogs and birds and traffic jams and happenings all around you. Anything happening that you can see or hear, and you can check your app and investigate it, and you'll start learning astrology real fast. skymirrorastrology.com/TV. You should get my website with the turtle viewing the planets, and you'll get all the shows there. If you get stuck on the skymirrorastrology.com, the app site, he lists the sky mirrors for all the shows, and just to the left of each of the sky mirror screens there's a line that says, if you want to see the full show, click here, click on that one, and you'll get to my website, which has the turtles staring up at the planets. It's very cool, and you get the full show. So what's going on for you anyway? What's coming up in the next 10 days? There he is. Here's Pluto, better known as Pele in Hawaii. Yes, here's the actual old-fashioned glyph for Pluto, is the circle of spirit over the crescent of flesh over the cross of matter. So Pele, let's say she's a policeman, yeah, and an investigator. She's supposed to care for spiritual things, the law, you know. The non-physical things are what the policeman puts first, over the people, the flesh beings, over the material goods, the money. Yeah, so Pluto is a very altruistic guy, and Pele is certainly the goddess of Madame Pele, the volcano goddess. Very Pluto, the smell of sulfur and the red and black, those are the colors of Pluto. Now he's going to stop, she's going to stop on the 14th. And so we got about 20 days up till then, as you increasingly get more investigative, as this is Sherlock Holmes, or get a little more panicky if it's hitting your chart bad, and peak out on the 14th and go down. The unfortunate thing is that Pluto is in this big Grand Cross. And now lots of times a Grand Cross like this, where you have 4 guys on each side of this, they're opposing and they're not going to do too much. They're opposing and they're not going to do too much. It kind of locks everything up. But this end of it over here, the Mars, doesn't really get into gear until the last week in April. So we do have an empty side over here in Libra. Anyway, the emphasis normally would be on Uranus here, because the new moon was on this planet, the planet of rational enlightenment, astrology, science, everything weird and different and strange that comes over the YouTube. I noticed that the UFOs show up when this occurs too, and this does run close to Mexico City. They're going to have some shakings and quakes and maybe a volcano in the distance, but you know, they had that great sighting a year or so ago of like dozens and dozens of UFOs flying around, and everybody took videos and never heard too much more about it. But so we're going to have a bunch of unusual stuff, because the new moon happened right here on March 30th, and it just flavors the whole month. So it makes a sensitive place too, the new moon at 13 degrees of Aries. The trouble is Jupiter's down here in Cancer, squaring it and saying, no, don't be unusual, don't be genius. And we're not even going to look at the UFO. And Pluto up here is saying, don't do that on pain of jail and police and things. Huh? And at the end of April, Mars shows up and says, don't do that. So a workers' strike, a new idea, unusual happening. A lot of this could get reactions that might not be pleasant. Anyway, for you, it's going to mean tension, a little panickiness, unusual happenings, and tension. A lot of tension in this Grand Cross. Let's see how it goes day by day, huh? We're just going to run the moon around the edge of it here. And as the moon goes around once a month, it makes angles to these other planetary bodies and generates the mood of the times. And if here you're on the Thursday night show on the 3rd of April, very nice, because the moon sextiles Uranus and the sun, and you got a handle on it. Yeah. Think about what astrology means. What does it mean? It means there's a person inside you that doesn't change. It's a spirit, and it reincarnates. It means that you're unique in the world. It means telepathy works. It means a whole lot of things that, can be world-changing in some respects. But the fact that it works, there's still free will out there, The free will's in your attitude, but stuff's already programmed into the body you're traveling in and these other charts, and so stuff's going to happen in the passing scene. At any rate, there's some secular enlightenment here Thursday night and into Friday morning, and real action Friday afternoon when the moon trines Mars. So if you're concerned about wind damage, look around your place, put stuff away. This is a good time to take action to mediate any damage you get from this strange month of wind and heat and anyway, Friday, get out there and do some maintenance and fix up your place and make it more secure. Late Friday night, this is actually 2 a.m. in the morning, Saturday, there's a square to Mercury and communication problems arise. But Saturday is quite nice too. The moon's still in Gemini right up till noontime, and about the middle of the day and just before lunch there's a nice trine to Venus, and there's some sweets and relaxation and rewards here. Saturday, the middle of the day. The rest of Saturday, the moon goes into Cancer. And as soon as the moon goes into Cancer here, which is the afternoon of Saturday the 5th, things start to change. It begins with kind of a false sense of security. Oh, the music's playing, my religion is great, and you have a sense of faith in things. Look out, you're being sucked in. Saturday night, if you're going to the music concert, you're going to go do religious, artistic things, make sure you get home early, because Sunday, the SHIT kind of hits the fan, and here's the conjunction to Jupiter that happens between breakfast and lunch. And, the square to Uranus, electrical problems, wind problems, and the square to the sun, I can't get nothing done. The opposition to Pluto is a little panicky. So Sunday is one heck of a day. Hold on to your seats. Make sure the wind isn't going to affect you. And don't panic. Yeah, by the time you get to Sunday night, you're not getting anything done. The square to the sun is there. And late Sunday night, about midnight or so, there's a square to Mars, and everybody's a little ticked off and irritated and angry. Ask yourself what you're protecting. Monday morning, there is a nice trine to Saturn about breakfast time here. So you can get organized on Monday the 7th after you're over the happenings of Sunday. It's best you do nothing at all Sunday and stay out of trouble. And Monday you'll get organized. And Monday night, here late, 10, 11 o'clock, midnight, there's a nice trine to Mercury. You can talk over your plans, and things will seem a little better. On Tuesday, April 8th, the moon shifts into Leo right here, and things mellow out a little bit. There's a trine to Uranus late Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning, and things are looking up. we got Mars here in harmony. You can get out there and fix some stuff again. Rather like Friday morning, Wednesday morning is somewhat similar. If you've got wind problems, this is a good time to get out and fix stuff. At least until after dinner. After dinner, there's a square to Saturn, and you get bogged down in time and money and depression. So do what you can Wednesday morning, and batten down the hatches Wednesday. Get secure. Thursday, the moon's still in Leo during the first half of the day, so you're likely to feel a little reticent and a little cautious, which is wise, because when the moon shifts into Virgo late Thursday night on the 10th here, there's an opposition to Neptune, and there's some confusion and some water problems and not much rest, because there's an opposition to Venus here that happens, after midnight and early Friday morning. Look out. The moon's in Virgo, though, and when you get to breakfast time, there's a sextile to Jupiter. Some truth and wisdom comes out. Friday in the middle of the day, there's a trine to Pluto. We can handle all this panicky stuff and these flight or fight reactions, and not too bad. Yeah, we all say on Friday the 11th. And Saturday, the moon's still in Virgo, and in the morning, you get a nice sextile to Saturn, so you're very organized Saturday morning, which continues right through until about 10, 11 o'clock Saturday night. And on Saturday night, the 12th, late, the moon shifts into Libra, and you're back in the panic zone again. Here's the Grand Cross, and it's going to be late Sunday night, most of it. Trying to do too much, early dinner time Sunday. The first thing is the square to Jupiter, and then there's an opposition to Uranus and a square to Pluto, which happens midnight, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, Monday morning. And on Monday, the 14th, which is when Pluto stops, here's a conjunction to Mars, and we all feel like we got to get in gear and protect things. And, so this is probably, out of all the 4, maybe 5 Sundays that we're looking at here, when this panicky isolation feeling comes about. And it's an earthquake, panic out. There's a lot of reasons for this, but this is probably when you're going to feel the most strongly about things. Because when Pluto stops, the whole world turns into flight or fight, territoriality. I mean, what are all these governments fighting over? Territory they don't really need. The whole thing's kind of silly. Anyway, when you back off and look at it all, sure enough, you can see the panic zone here, 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 and there. And so that Sunday you can expect the bugs. Pluto is bugs, by the way, and sharks and mosquitoes. And we call it eek, a bug. The stronger Pluto gets as you go towards the 14th, the more you get this eek, a bug, this startling, panicky feeling, huh? And so expect it. Swat that cockroach, huh? He can't bite you.